Today, I'm going to my friend's barbecue and she asked me to prepare a vegan dish. Even though it's mostly meat eaters there, they like the way I prepare vegan food. So today I decided to make a vegan rasta pasta. So this is my own spin on it, my own version, and it's easy to make with ingredients I already had on hand in the house. So traditionally it's made with ziti noodles, but I'm going to be using wild egg noodles. You can substitute it for ziti noodles or any other type of noodle that you like, but this is what I'm going to be using today. Also, I'm going to be using extra virgin olive oil, onion powder, garlic powder, black pepper, allspice, all-purpose flour. This is one of the key ingredients. You must have this. Even if you substitute some of the other seasonings, you must have some jerk seasoning, some type. I like this one. If the people are not into spicy, definitely get mild because this particular brand is extremely spicy. If you get the spicy one, even if you get this one, the mild one, it's a little bit spicy. So try to go with mild if they're not into spice. So we have garlic and herb. That one is salt free. Definitely, I love to use sazon, but that's up to you. Also, this is a mushroom seasoning, sea salt, and a couple of bay leaves. This is coconut milk powder. I'm going to be using that, and I'll show you how I'll be putting those things together. And this is a vegetable base bouillon, but it's a paste. You know, sometimes it comes in cubes. This is actually the paste. So those are the ingredients that we're going to be using. The extra virgin olive oil and the flour are going to be used to make the roux in place of using butter. And roux is a paste that you cook together of oil and a flour that makes the thickener for gravy. So we're going to make a white base with the extra virgin olive oil and the all-purpose flour to make our sauce thick. And then we're going to add in water and this coconut milk powder instead of putting in like a cream or a heavy cream. If we were doing mac and cheese or clam chowder, you would use that for people who eats meat. But since we're making something vegan, we're going to just use coconut milk, and instead of butter, we're using olive oil. I don't have any vegan butter, so we're going to replace that with the olive oil to make the roux with this flour, which I'll show you. And then after we add the water, we're going to add in the coconut milk powders and the bay leaves and things and steep it. And then we'll start adding in the seasonings and things like that. Okay, so now we move on to the second step, which is to make the roux. A roux consists of, I put in about 3 to 4 tablespoons of that extra virgin olive oil with about 3 to 4 tablespoons of flour. You have to, put in the olive oil first, bring it up to a low bubble. You don't want it to fry and be high heat because olive oil burns. It burns quickly. So you have it on a low flame. Then you add in gradually the tablespoons of flour until you get this consistency. And then what you're going to do with this is you're going to cook it for about 3 to 4 minutes. You have to constantly stir it. You constantly stir it so that it doesn't stick, it doesn't burn, and it doesn't brown too much. And this is going to become the base for our sauce. Okay, so after this is done is when we're going to add in the water. So again, you're just stirring it, making sure it's nice and creamy, and that everything is cooking together. Just like that for 3 to 4 minutes. Next, we added in about 5 balls of the allspice and 3 to 4 bay leaves. And after that, we're going to put in approximately 4 cups of water, followed by the 2 packages of coconut powder. I'm giving you approximations because I don't go by recipe. I just go offhand or by the ancestors. So you would have to approximate based on you. If once this all comes to a boil with the water and the coconut powder, it seems a bit too thick, you can add a little bit more water. But we'll see what happens when I add this in. So far, out of the 4 cups of water, I've added half of that, which is 2 cups, and I added 1 pack of the coconut powder, and I want to see how thick it becomes. The reason it's becoming thick, again, is because we made the roux, which consisted of the olive oil and flour. So it's very important that you don't skip that step, and as you can see, it's starting to get thick. Now, you can keep, as you can see, it comes to the thickest that it's going to be when it's to a full boil. At that point, you can add more water until you get it to the consistency that you like for your sauce. So again, this is the coconut milk powder that I use to make this sauce. However, if this is not available to you, you can always substitute for coconut milk. But the thing is, if you use coconut milk, then you're not going to put in as much water. So what I would do is follow the recipe, but instead of putting the water, I would put 3 cans of coconut milk and then put water as needed to see after I see the thickness when it comes to the full boil. Okay, if you can't find that coconut milk powder, it turns out with my sauce, I needed all 4 cups of water, which I put in, and I used 2 packs of the coconut milk powder. And this is how the consistency looks so far, and that's about perfect. I'm about to add in my next ingredient, which will be the vegetable base, the bouillon vegetable paste base. Let me show you that. This right here is the Better Than Bouillon. They have it in the meat base, but they also have the seasoned vegetable base, which this one is. And as you can see, it's just made with carrots, celery, onions, and tomatoes. And one thing about this is it's very, very flavorful. A little bit goes a very long way. Okay, so you want to put it to taste. Like start off with a teaspoon, mix it in, taste it, see, because you don't want the taste to overpower the dish. But you just want it to add a little bit of flavor. But it's delicious, and it actually brings the dish to life, and it is vegan. So I'll be adding in about a tablespoon of that and then seeing how it comes out. And this is how it looks. Our sauce, like I said, is perfect. Now, you might say, why did you add coconut milk to make the sauce for the pasta? And the reason I did that is, again, because this is a vegan dish, a vegan pasta dish, and I wanted to have some type of creamy texture. So if you don't like coconut milk, another thing that you can use is a plant-based milk, like an almond milk, a cashew milk, or something like that. You can use any of those to create this flavor. This sauce. But I recommend coconut milk only because this is a Jamaican dish, and coconut milk goes so well with the jerk seasoning. Okay, so I've added the vegetable base. The next thing I'm going to do is add in all of the seasoning. This is the onion powder. I'm going to add in the salt-free garlic and herb. The mushroom powder. These are all salt-free. We're going to save the actual sea salt for last after we taste everything, because the bouillon has salt in it, and also the jerk seasoning has salt in it. We're going to add a little bit of black pepper, just a little bit. And then we're going to add some garlic powder. And I'm going to mix all of that up. Okay, so now I added in 4 teaspoons of this jerk seasoning. I also added a pack of sesame packet, and I added about a half a teaspoon of sea salt. And the next ingredient that I'm going to add to this would be the bell peppers. You need bell peppers also. You could use 3 colors, 2 colors. The more colorful, the better. So I'm adding about half a cup of bell peppers in here. And mix that up. Then the sauce is pretty much done once the bell peppers cook, and we're gonna mix the pasta in with that. So you wanna boil the pasta according to the package directions, and then mix all the pasta in the sauce just like this. And then we're gonna transfer this to a baking dish. It's pretty much done. The only thing that I'll do after this is put garnish on top of it. which will be more peppers and stuff like that. Then you transfer it to a pan of your choice, and there you have it. I'll put a little bit of bell pepper on top for a garnish. And that is your vegan Rasta pasta.